Hi everyone, I'm so happy to have you all. Thank you for your patience on what was going on with my technical issues, but I got it sorted. I spoke to somebody from StreamYard and I believe all of you can hear me. So please write in the box, the chat, if you can hear me. I just want to make sure, do a thumbs up if I can hear you. I'm so grateful for all of you. It's been a little bumpy, my first live. Um, I was just saying before, when I thought everybody could hear me, that I will be doing lives that are visual too, but I need to get my place together. And also, as I told you before, they were doing construction next door. Seems like they stopped for now, so that's why I'm able to do them. So yeah, I hope they have stopped for good. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for those who joined before. I'm going to have to repeat information because I thought people could hear me, but I guess they couldn't. Yeah, so let's get into it. I'm going to first be doing Nicki Minaj. Then I'll be doing Leo and Gigi, the energy behind that. I know lots of you want to know about that. I'm also going to be doing what they think about it, so please stay tuned. Then I'm going to be doing Olivia Wilde, the energy behind her, and so forth and so forth. Just an update. So please like so that it can share, we can get this video out there. I want to be doing at least 2 lives a week. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, please donate with a super chat. I would also, I'm going to start doing like questions. So if you send me a super chat for like $5 or so, I'll be able to answer your question for you. I'll pull up some tarot cards. I used to do that on another channel. I haven't done it on this channel yet, but I'm really excited to be doing that because I just got monetized about what 2 months ago. So yes. Okay, great. Yay, welcome. Yeah. Hi, Amy. Hi, Teresa. Great, great to see you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so first I'm gonna start with Nicki Minaj, and I'm just gonna repeat what I said before because I was talking to basically the wall. The wall. I want to talk about how I have been accurate about Nicki Minaj. A long time ago, when I first started doing my channel, I predicted that Nicki Minaj would have people kind of she would get lots of backlash because she would not be humble and she would not be honest about her situation with Kenneth, but she would kind of be like I don't want to say lying, but just not giving the full story. And I always say this about Sagittarius, particularly the feminine energy in its shadow side can be very mean girl. And she is definitely in that shadow side. I can see that very strongly. So let me know if you agree. Let me know what you think. Thank you, everybody. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for the love. Sending love right back to you. Okay, okay. I know it's a bit delayed, but I'm still grateful. Okay, so I pulled some cards before I ended the live stream. It didn't go well. I pulled some cards already, and I wanted you to see the energy behind her recent tantrums and the lawsuit she just filed against a YouTuber named Nosey Heaux. Now, I did watch some of Nosey Heaux's live. I'm pretty neutral in this, but I'm a little disappointed in Nicki Minaj. I feel as though it was very unnecessary for her to go after Gaston Bouvet. If you don't know the backstory, I recommend checking out another YouTube commentator. I'm just going to shout out Make It Make Sense as a great YouTube channel. The Housewife Historian is a great YouTube channel to follow. And Candy Washington, I've actually been watching her a lot. But those channels will give you like a backstory of what Nicki Minaj alleges happened between her and Gusto because Nicki Minaj's husband alleged our victim went on that show. So, and I believe her name is Jennifer Hoff or something. She went on the show. She said what allegedly happened to her, so forth and so forth. So, clearly, Nicki Minaj felt betrayed, and she was very unsympathetic, and it kind of left me feeling cringe. You know, I used to love Nicki Minaj, and I say love as like an artist love. Obviously, like love is very different to somebody that's personally in my life. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to live in LA, obviously I told people that, and I used to teach yoga, and I taught yoga to a lot of celebrities, taught yoga to a lot of people in the industry, and a lot of people that I knew that knew Nicki Minaj in New York too, when I taught not taught in New York, but when I lived in New York, was amongst other artists. People did not have good things to say about Nicki Minaj. I had personally worked with her. I met a few people that personally worked with her that said some really nasty things. Now, I don't know if the stories are true, but she doesn't have the best reputation for being a nice person, let's just say that, especially in the fashion world. So, I pulled some cards to see what the energy is behind her tantrums. And I got King of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Strength of Cups. So I feel very strongly that this Kenneth guy has promised her some kind of um he's promised her this, like it's us against the world, Bonnie and Clyde kind of energy. Because I get that very, very strongly. Like, we can do this together, we're gonna take down everybody else is in the wrong, we're right. So he's kind of boosting her up, and he's boosting her up so that it's not a good situation, honestly. I don't believe it to be. And with Nine of Wands, he is kind of, and I did say this before, that he's kind of like her pit bull, you know. And with the bottom of the deck being Five of Wands, she's not, and she's even said this. I don't believe that she is happy with the fact that there are so many other people who are competing with her. Because when she came out, she was really in a league of her own. You know, she was with Young Money, Drake. She was very I believe, supported, and she's very talented. Very much a beautiful, talented. But something that really bothers her is that now she has competition, and she doesn't do well with competition. So let's clarify the five ones. I know obviously Cardi gets under her skin. I'm not a Cardi B fan. Actually, you see more of a Nicki Minaj fan than a Cardi B fan. But recently, and I don't like to jump ship when something's going wrong, but it seems as though she's having trouble being held accountable or taking accountability, which is also a very shadow side of Sagittarius. And it's so funny. I have a friend who's Sagittarius, and we were having this conversation last week that a lot of Sagittarius are very lucky people. You know, they'll just like come into money. And I think she was more lucky than she realizes. I think Nicki Minaj was way more lucky than she realizes. And with that luck came a frivolousness, a frivolous nature comes with that because they think, hey, I can always just get what I want, you know? But it's not always the case. And I think as a lot of them, there's a lot of public Sagittarius that are in hot water right now because they're being forced to face up to their consequences. And if they don't, that's that's their demise. So big comment, I'd love to hear your say. As I clarify, if I want, I got Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, King of Swords. Okay, so this guy, Kenneth, is being very strategic, and he's basically telling her, we can do this together. I get lots of air energy. He might have like an Aquarius moon or something like that. I'll have to look it up. I believe he's a Capricorn. I think he's an Earth sign. I can definitely tell that. So he's being very stoic, and she actually likes that about him because he's not wavered. She's very used to being around people that are wavered, that get easily angered, that she doesn't have respect for that. But something about him, he's very, if he says he's going to do something, he does it. It might not always be legal, but that's the thing. The Ten of Wands and Magician, I see her moving, I see Nicki Minaj moving. Let's see what this lawsuit. I'm just going to clarify. And this isn't a debate, it's not fact based. So, and in the next few minutes after I do this, I'm going to be moving on to Leah and Gigi. Gigi Hadid and Leah. I am going to be deleting the last live that people couldn't hear me in, so please just keep that in mind. Also, at the end, I'm going to ask if anybody wants to ask any personal questions about themselves. If you donate $5 and up, I will take any personal questions. I was going to do it for another time, but I have time to do it now. I have about another hour left, so why not do it now? Okay, okay. Her versus Nosey Heaux, her versus Nosey Heaux. Okay, and I always say this before every reading that I do. Yeah, me too. Her fans also kind of similar to Beyonce. You know, I was thinking yesterday, I feel like, because Amy just said in the chat, I used to love Nicki Minaj, but her fans scare me. Low. And I totally agree. I feel as though she wants to be a lot like Beyonce, even have this like gangster type husband. And yeah, I see with Cardi B, what you see is what you get. She's not for me. Let me tell you about that. Cardi B is not for me. But I'm being drawn more and more to her recently because she's very funny and yeah, what you see is what you get. And I appreciate that so much more than the darkness. I feel like Nicki Minaj has serious, serious darkness that I'm not a fan of. I don't like playing dirty in a passive aggressive way, you know? It's just like let's be upfront. Let's put everything on the table. And Sagittarius, the shadow side, they can be very passive aggressive. Okay, I have the story to tell you guys. I think I I think I told the story like a while ago on my channel, but I used to have this Sagittarius best friend growing up. And I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to put her on the spot. I don't want to dox her. But she betrayed me in a way that I. It took me a long time to be friends with Sagittarius, and then the second one that I was good friends with did almost the same thing. So I'm always wary to get close to Sagittarius women. The men don't have this quality. The women definitely do. But for a long time, I was really good friends with this girl in high school, and I did something I shouldn't have done. It was really terrible of me, but I take accountability for it, and I apologize to basically, in a nutshell, I was hooking up with this guy, and he was dating somebody else, and the Sagittarius was my best friend, and he kind of led me to believe that he was in love with me because we were friends before any of this started, him dating that woman. And long story short, the Sagittarius was in the middle telling the other girl things, but like setting me up. And I was completely in the wrong, you know? But to do that was just so shady. So ever since then, I always get Sagittarius like a side eye. I can never really get close to one like that because I feel like it's always another motive. I could be wrong. If you're Sagittarius, please defend yourself. But I just get that vibe with a lot of Sagittarius women. It's like they're always secretly competing to be the better. And I'm all about competition. You know, I love sports. I love physical activity. But to do it in a sneaky way, that I don't like. And I think Nicki Minaj was like that. So, especially with her whole thing with Meg Thee Stallion, I don't like Meg Thee Stallion at all. But to still be friends with Meg Thee Stallion after everything that she alleges, and then to continue, and then to say, hey, you know, that's the reason, but clearly it's not, you know? I think she just wants people to go after someone that she has a gripe with, and I really don't like that. So, with the lawsuit with Nosey Heaux, the news, Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles, I don't see it going far. I don't see this lawsuit going far because Temperance of Pentacles, she's going to have to let it go. She's gonna have somebody on her camp tell her, go, just let it go. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm moving on to Leah and Gigi. I know that a lot of you will have questions about this because yesterday, my channel was like popping off. I appreciate you guys so much. I was a little overwhelmed. I had a lot to do yesterday. I was editing, doing all kinds of stuff, and and I'm also studying for an exam. So when I saw all of this, I just got all these comments like Leon Gigi, Leon Gigi, Leon Gigi. So I do have a personal Leonardo DiCaprio story. And yes, she does encourage her fans to be toxic. She really does, and I really don't like that. You know anything about me? One of the things that I love about a celebrity is when they encourage healing and they encourage being positive as opposed to going to this dark place. And I think somebody that does it so well, Selena Gomez. She always tells her fans, Don't go after this person, you know? Stop it. Whenever it starts to get too much, she says stop it. And I really, really appreciate that about her. Okay, so Leo and Gigi. So yesterday I was just doing what I'm doing. I love you guys so much, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just doing what I'm doing, and I just see like a bunch of Leo and Gigi, Leo and Gigi, Leo and Gigi. So I personally know what the cat story was. I used to work at this restaurant, okay? I'm finally gonna tell her. I used to work at this restaurant in New York, in Tribeca. I'm not gonna say which one. And I was actually 25 when this happened. But in my opinion, because this is my personal story, I strongly believe that he was coming on to me, and even my colleagues and stuff like that would uh, imply it too. It was very implied. Now he's not the only actor. I have this other actors, well-known actors too. But he just gave me a very creepy vibe, you know. And it was actually the time, around the time when he was dating, allegedly dating Rihanna, and we have a very similar look. And I just thought, oh, this is the kind of look he goes for. I just felt like he was trying to impress me in a way. He would like look at me and stuff like that, and I was just not. It was just not for me. Like, let's just put it like that. And that is my personal story. I'm not gonna say I feel like he was being creepy with me, but he didn't do anything physical because I never got the chance to get close to him because I just was like, I'm not feeling this. You know, it happened a few times. And then I saw him somewhere else later on in my life. That's what I'll tell you there too. But I just don't get a good vibe from the artist. He gave me like creepy old guy vibes, and I was just like. And then one of the servers that was serving him told me that he didn't tip well, and I was just like, oh come on, you know. So yeah, that's my Leonardo DiCaprio story finally. So let's look at this Gigi Leonardo DiCaprio thing and see if it's story and see if it's like worthy of giving any attention. I know a lot of you have been asking me like the pictures. I haven't been able to find the pictures, so if you guys can send me, I know you look at pictures in well. You send me to my Instagram, you can DM me. Sometimes see DMs until later, because I do get quite a lot. But please still send them anyways, or you can message, or you can write in the comment section. Look at your IG inbox. Okay, so let's see. Energy behind. Interesting. So, with the Sun, Three of Swords, and Page of Cups, the first three cards, Three of Swords about heartbreak. So, it seems to me like Leo, I really feel like they're really friends. If they are kissing in this picture, because I haven't seen the picture, it's more like a friendly thing. But he, Knight of Cups, wants more, if that makes any sense. But she not so much. The four wands at the bottom of the deck can often signify uh, making it long distance, but I feel like she is blocking it. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so Amy just said, yeah, the creepy guy. I'm not sure why he would go for it. Not sure why she would go for it. I think she's being, and I did say this before, I think she's being kind of pushed in that direction by her mother. I think her mother's being like, you know, he has this, he has that, he has, you know, how I perceive her to be. But let's see. I don't think she's feeling it. Her emotions are not in it. But he's trying. He's definitely trying. King of Wands and Emperor Ace of Swords. Yeah, he's definitely trying with her. But she, I believe, is still hurting from the past. Queen of Swords, the Hermit. Yeah, she's still hurting from the past, and she doesn't want anything solid. I can see that very, very strongly. So please, I'd love to hear what you have to say about that, because yeah, this is quite something. It's been popping off. Everybody's like, oh, pay attention, pay attention. I'm like, okay, guys. I strongly believe this, and I will always stand by this. I believe her and Zayn will get back together. So now let's see how Zayn feels about this. And please feel free to comment. I love to hear what Zayn feels about this. Also, if you have another topic you want to cover, let's see, to drop it in the chat. Let's see what Zayn feels about this. Okay. Whoa, that's very interesting. He can see, because I got almost the same card. He can see King of Wands, the Emperor, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. I got almost the same cards I got before. He's way more connected to Gigi. Zayn is way more connected to Gigi than than they realize, really. But he can tell. That's why he's not bothered. He's not bothered. He can see she's not feeling it. Like, I think, you know when you have an ex, okay? When you have an ex and you can just tell with that ex that when they were interested in you, that it ignited something in them. I think he can tell that about her, and he doesn't see her like that with him. So he's not bothered. The Hierophant, Eight of Cups, yeah, he's not bothered at all. So please comment. I would love to hear the same. And lastly, let's move on to Olivia Wilde. So I might cut this a little shorter. I need to go to a 5, but if we'll see what happens. So let's just see an update about Olivia Wilde. I do have some great videos coming up soon about this whole situation. So please stay tuned about the sequel, alleged sequel that I think is going to be in the works. And Harry Styles also have an update. Okay. So this is very surprising. I'm going to break my pregnancy policy for this. Okay, the pictures appeared very intimate. She was leaning over to him. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that, but I think it's more for show. Oh, you don't want him to get back together. Oh. I mean, I always say this, and I acknowledge when people feel as though a partner is not good for somebody. But unless it's like a real physical dispute, because I don't think with this whole Yolanda situation that he was really given a chance. I think he was pushed to his limit. Unless the person is like a very physical person, had a history of being physical with their partner, and the A word, yeah, she's definitely, definitely. Amy just said Yolanda is living her life through Gigi. I believe that. I 100% believe that. And I'm just like, yeah, when I was younger, I mean, I dated somebody recently who's way older than I am, and I just thinking like, I don't necessarily want to do that anymore. I don't have anything about age, but I just feel like I don't want to be taking care of somebody. I want somebody that's like, I'm very physically active, so physical activity is so important to me. And I get a time when somebody gets older when they're not able to. I'm not saying that all older people are physical, but I love like extreme physical things. Not in a not in a naughty way, but like I do biking. I I train for triathlons. I haven't been able to do one since COVID, but like that kind of physical activity matters so much to me. So to be with somebody that isn't able to do that kind of thing, it's not very limiting, to be honest. I don't know why she would want somebody that's so much older. But anyways, peace out. So back to Olivia Wilde. I'm going to quickly break my pregnancy. I have this thing I want to talk about pregnancy with people. But I see right here with the Tower, Empress, and Ten of Swords. Olivia wants to get pregnant with him, with Harry. That's my intuition. That's what the cards are revealing. And with the Hermit card, she's being very sneaky about him. And I think she might be pulling like a saying she's not birth control, but she's not. That kind of energy. I get, oh gosh, this woman. The bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles, that's her focus. That's how she wants to keep him around. She wants to keep him around at all costs. At all costs. Wow. Please like the video, guys. I'd love to see the like ratio go up because I can see it on my end. And thank you to all of you that are watching. I'm so grateful. Yeah, so that's what. Oh wow, but he's not gonna fall for it. I do have a couple of updates coming up soon about Olivia and Harry, and it will definitely pertain to how I feel very strongly that I think he has tried to break up with her numerous amount of times, but she is not letting him. Because I get the Hangman, Six of Swords, Four of Swords. Hangman is about releasing somebody. Six of Swords also about releasing. The Four of Swords is when you're kind of being captured. And I can't wait to show you, like, I can't wait to do the lives where I have a picture. In fact, I think, especially because I just spoke to a tech right now, I think I'll be able to do one sooner than I realized. But I see very strongly here that Ten of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, she is way more invested than he is. And the day is going to come when she's really going to have to sit with herself, her decisions, her manipulative nature. She basically went after this guy. And she's going to have to sit with that and acknowledge that. And she might not be able to. I did a long time ago when I first started reading him, I said that when they break up, she's going to say bad things about him and say that he's horrible and blah, 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 blah. And I see that. I see that very, very, very strongly. High Priestess, the Sun, Three of Swords. Yep, she's going to be in the public eye. Three of Pentacles, Five of Wands, saying that he's wrong, he's this, he's that, and basically pulling an Amber Heard, Angelina Jolie on him. So that's what I have for you guys. And if you have any questions, you can go through the comments. I'm going to highlight some of them. Yeah, I totally believe that about Nicki Minaj. She does encourage her fans to be, just outwardly rude because I think that's who she is at her core. I don't believe she is a nice person. And it's very unfortunate. But most of these celebrities, I will say this. I don't, not all Sagittarius women are like this, but like I always say, I've had experiences. I've had a wonderful experience with the public Sagittarius, who's an actress. Very sweet, wonderful. She used to be a student of mine. I don't really want to put her name out there like that. But she was very, very sweet. She was a consistent student of mine. So lovely. And she really gave me hope and a lot of actresses and therefore I'll hint that she was married to Mike Tyson. That's my hint. But she was very sweet and yeah. Yeah, she is. Yolanda is living her life with Gigi and marrying all the guys and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with marrying all the guys. But I strongly feel, like I said earlier, like there's always, I say this truth. A long time ago, I used to, since I was old enough to date older guys, so over 18, I my first relationship was with somebody who was 15 years older than I was. No, hold on, 13 years, excuse me. And I forgot how old he was. And I just feel that he manipulated me in a way that nobody else could have. Like I had other boyfriends when I was younger that were around my age, but this a manipulative nature, especially when you're still maturing as a woman, that older guys can have over you without you realizing it. I'm not saying all of them are like that. There's some great, 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 um, there's some great older, younger relationships that worked out. But and one of the guys I dated was so sweet, and he was way older than I was. He was one of the sweetest guys I dated. But I think that as a whole, from all that I've dated, there's a manipulative, uh, you, how do I phrase it? Energy of like, you are mine. And I can have you when I want you. I don't have to be around all the time, but you're lucky that I chose you, you know? And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Thank you for the heart. So grateful. Thank you, Lola. And Amy says, let me show you. In my Gigi not strong enough to be someone like, okay. In my opinion, I think she said, she's so hungry for fame and image as a blonde. She should have stepped back, focused on raising. You know, I I get that, Amy. I do see that. I just feel as though we can't really judge what somebody else should be doing unless it's something that's like physically harming another person or breaking the law. I don't think that we can be judging people like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, okay, and I have a Tom Brady Giselle video coming up very soon. So I just recorded. But it's just like, people are telling Tom Brady he should be grateful to have a wife like Giselle, he should go home. Um, and I am not going to agree with that because, well, in a little bit, it's a lot, but stay tuned for the video. But in a nutshell, sometimes people need to still do what they do to feel like a person, you know? And I think Gigi might still need to be publicly out there to feel like she is a woman, you know? And so, yeah, if I were in the public light like that, I would step back because that's just my nature. I believe in being a mother first. But she's also still young, you know? She's what, 25? Um, and yeah, so I think that perspective plays differently. Like being a young mother and being in the limelight is different to being an older mother and being in the limelight. So who's OW? Who's OW? Oh, Olivia Wilde, my bad, sorry. Yeah, she is. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I can't believe I forgot what OW is. We were just talking about it. Yeah, no, it's really something else. You know, when I started doing the videos of her and Olivia Wilde vowed to come after me and so forth and so forth, I just didn't care because I was like, I'm reading what the cards say, you know. I didn't realize she was as manipulative. I did pick up she was manipulative from day one. I picked up, but I didn't realize how much, you know. Even though when I read the cards, it's funny. I used to have, you know, I'm not gonna tell her. So one day I'll tell her, but I'm gonna give it some privacy for a little bit because sometimes I do readings and people are gonna close to me, and sometimes I appear in the reading and I don't realize it's me, and then I'll realize later, oh my gosh, I was talking about myself in that reading. So sometimes I'll do a reading on somebody and I won't realize to the extent. I'll be very factual and like, yeah, I see this, I see this, I see that. And then when everything goes down, I'm like, wow, I did see this happening, but it's just still amazing to see it all play out. So, and it's funny because in the beginning, Olivia Wilde fans coming after me, saying all kinds of horrible things. And now they're very quiet on my page, on my channel. Very, very quiet. So that's the way that it goes. So I'm gonna wrap things up. I will be back for another live, possibly this week, but definitely, definitely, definitely going to be doing 2 lives a week moving forward. Especially now that I have all my equipment together and so forth and so forth. And soon I will have a visual too. So thank you so much for everybody that's doing. Please hit the like. If you want to donate after this goes up again, there will be a possibility to do a super thanks, but you don't have to. I'm just so grateful. If you want to join a membership, you get lots of perks. You get access to early videos. You also are able to get first requests. You look at the requests from the members first. And the more that I do these lives, members will have a chance to ask questions uh, and like personal questions what other people will have to do. So it's only 4.99. Hello, my dear. How are you? Oh, hi, Barbie Doll 4257. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Please rewatch it. I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna leave the live up to you to see what you have to say. And please let me know if this is a good time. I looked at my analytics and it said that viewers, my subscribers view my videos the most from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern time because I'm in Miami, Florida. So I was like, you know what, let me go 3 p.m. Well, say 12 to 4. So I was like, let me do 3 p.m. Also, I was doing my nails very late last night. I wanted the extra time to do my nails at night. So please let me know. I would love, love, love to hear input and hopefully we'll be doing this more. I'll start to have people on as guests. I'm so grateful. So I love you all. Take care.